الحمد للإله سابغ النعم وخالق الإنسان من بعد العدم، فالحمد ثم الحمد ثم الحمد لك، حمدا كثيرا طيبا يا رب لك. أعطيتنا خيرا كثيرا ربنا، سترت عن كل الورى عيوبنا، ثم الصلاة بعد والتسليم على النبي المصطفى الكريم.
We're looking at a mosque that's called the Fa-Yuan-Si Mosque that's 600 years old in Beijing, and we're now going to just go a quick tour inside of the mosque. I'm here with around 100 people or so from America and Australia and Portugal and India and Pakistan and other places, and we're now doing a tour of the other mosques here as well. So we see over here an interesting architecture. Islam first came to China around the time of the Tabi'un. The notion that Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas came is something that most of the scholars do not consider to be a true story. Most likely it was during the time of the Umayyads. And if you look now at the oldest mosques of this country, they go back to around 1,200 years. And one of the most beautiful things about the Chinese Islamic culture is the fact that they've merged elements of their culture with, of course, the religion of Islam. And that's demonstrated not only in the language, not only in the architecture, even in the script of Arabic, their practices and their understanding of Islam. It's something that, inshallah, I'm going to be speaking more about. But if you hear my lectures and talks, a lot of times I talk about acclimatizing Islam to our local environments and cultures. And that's something, as you're probably aware of if you listen to me, I'm very big on. And when you come to places like China, you actually see this firsthand, because you see that these Muslims here, they adapted to, they took their culture and they took Islam and they came forth with a civilization that is very, very unique. It's Sino-Islamic, it's Islamic China. And that's really the way that Islam has been practiced across the globe. And as we now are exploring a new world, for us, the new world of America, of England, of Canada, there are going to have to be adaptations and changes. There's going to have to be fine-tuning. There's going to have to be an adoption of certain aspects of our culture. And we find that there is a resistance, there's an ongoing controversy, and that's a healthy discussion and dialogue. To what level do we adapt? To what level do we change? That's something that this is not the time and place to get into in this particular video. But my point here is to demonstrate, and we'll do this in future videos as well, wherever Islam went, it adapted to and acclimatized the culture that it was in, and the people there had to discard some of their practices and they retained some of their practices. So inshallah, in the next future videos, we're going to talk more about aspects of Islam in China. For today's video, the main point I wanted to stress is that this country, China, has been part of the Islamic civilization and heritage for over 1,300 years. Islam came here in the Umayyad time frame. And as I want to reiterate, the story that Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas came here, actually it is not historically authentic. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, in fact, none of the Sahaba actually came to China. This is one of those myths and legends that we hear about. Most likely it occurred in the time of the Tabi'un. For sure, in the time of the Abbasids, there were diplomatic relations between the Tang dynasty and the Abbasid Caliphate. Harun al-Rashid exchanged ambassadors with the Tang dynasty. So for sure, if we had diplomatic relations already established by that time, then of course there must have been much more before that. Inshallah, I will continue later. My bus has to go, so I will inshallah resume in a while, and every few days or so. By the way, the social platform that I'm currently using is not accessible from this country. Let's just say that there are ways around it, so that's all I'm going to say for now. Otherwise, it is not allowed to access this particular social platform. Okay, that's all for now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
صلى عليك الله يا خير الورى تعداد حبات الرمال وأكثرا صلى عليك الله ما غيث هما فوق السهول وبالجبال وبالقرى فوق السهول وبالجبال وبالقرى.